Rolling.
We're in?
We're in.
All right, guys. Welcome back to the Ready, Set, Blow podcast, episode 345. Thanks for checking in. I'm going to get the promos done up front because I'm bad about that. So fucking historically bad about it. Right. Subscribe to us on YouTube. I'm trying to push that. If you hear my voice and you don't have YouTube, just sign up and fucking click subscribe and never look at it again. But it's at Ready, Set, Blow podcast there. Follow the podcast everywhere else, Spotify, iTunes, on Instagram at Ready, Set, Blow podcast. Now, enough with that bullshit. We are back. Last episode of Black History Month. And, of course, I had to have my guy, Justin Elliott, back on the show.
Is that why you had...
No, I had a black guest last week. I did a two-parter with my boy last week.
Right, I did.
It just worked out that way. No, because I saw you. I was like, you got to come back on. Because I did your podcast like a year and a half ago. I was like, I got to have you on the Ready, Set, Blow podcast.
Right. No, it's so crazy. It was like, I saw your pod. I was like, yo, it is February. It is Black History Month. And you done had like a few guests that were just black. I was like, oh, okay, you really just trying to stick to that demographic.
Purpose. It just worked out that way.
I feel it.
But now, interestingly, we were talking before we started rolling.
Yeah.
I asked you if you wanted a beer. You said no because you're trying to protect your image.
Bro, you got to protect the image.
But in honor of Black History Month, I didn't know if you liked beer, but I assumed
brothers don't like beer.
I know, but I did get you
your
own little bottle of Hennessy, so you can take that home with you. You don't want to drink it here. I might have to have a sip.
You know what? I
like a cognac too.
I'll crack this one open. Usually I don't
a
drink.
Little celebratory drink. Exactly. Here you go. We'll pour
usually
I
don't
shot.
Drink on.
We'll take
camera.
a shot to Dr. Martin Luther King.
Yeah. All right, let me get one more.
Yes.
I only need a little baby drink.
There you go.
There you go.
We'll let Hennessy sponsor this episode, even though you motherfuckers don't know who I am yet.
Hey, probably sooner than later.
I hope.
Especially if
Dude,
we don't hear
a dope fucking like a dope.
Brought to you by Hennessy.
Exactly. Brought to you by Corona. Brought to you by marijuana. Cheers, brother.
To B. I can't drink all this.
Oh, that's gonna help soothe my throat, man. I got.
I sip it.
Yeah, exactly. I got a little bit of a cold, man. I'm never sick, but I was telling you when I was walking you in, we were in Chicago this weekend. Shout out Zanies. 6 sold out shows.
That's fire.
They added a 4 p.m. show on Saturday. Sold that shit out.
Damn. You and Jeff.
Jeff died, and our boy Zach O'Ryan.
That's fire.
Chicago's got to be one of the best comedy towns.
I'm pretty sure it was super cold out there, right?
It was dumb cold, man.
Yeah.
But the shows were hot. The crowds were. I could have farted in the microphone. They would have carried me out of that place. It was wild.
But it's like they came to have a good time, though.
Yeah,
I feel like Chicago is one of those places where they really show you love. And really, whatever you do, it's like you go up there and just like you said, light yourself on fire for 20 minutes, and they'll be like, "That guy was phenomenal."
Yeah, and that Old Town room, you've done it, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Yeah, that downtown room is so hot because, like, it's on Wells Street where all the bars are.
Right.
So and you know this, when you're on the road, you want to stay by the bars closest to the club because that's where your star shines brightest.
What do you mean?
And there's a dozen bars right on that block, so you're like a mini celebrity on that block for the whole fucking weekend.
I think the best time I had on going to a bar after a show, because I don't go out like after a show.
Really?
Bro, I try not to.
Why
be
not?
out.
What's that about?
I don't know. I think it's just that the introvert extrovert kind of thing. Like I'm just really, once I do my show, I'm really wanting to be home in my bed. I've exerted all this energy. I've done the whole going out after the club. I mean, that's cool. Yeah, again, you feel like a celebrity, like you said. You in there, chicks, dudes, like, yo, fuck my girl.
Free drinks. I haven't paid for a drink ever after a show.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Like you said, no drink. Free drinks. They offering you they significant other. You know what I'm saying?
Please bang my wife.
Exactly.
I'll film it for you.
Exactly.
I have no interest.
Hey, I'm here with my lady too. Hey, threesome. You know what I'm saying? So, in certain states is definitely different, but I don't know, bro. I just like to be home after my show. I've done what I do. I'm work. I think I still consider it work.
Yeah. No. So I certainly do too. I certainly do too. But I also, look, when you're starting out, when you're not headlining the show,
right,
the money's tight.
It is.
So, those are the fringe. I'm going to take my fringe benefits. And that being said,
you said I'm going to get all this, everything that I could get.
Exactly.
That being
said, nothing compares after the show to kill it on the stage. I mean,
For
like
sure.
that's the best it's ever going to get is when you crush it on stage for the day.
For sure.
So so it's not like you're missing much if you're not missing the best part of the night if you go home early.
No, definitely. I mean, honestly, when you're killing, you should be out. Like if you did 6 shows, each show was 2 shows, and one show was 3 shows.
Yeah,
one day was 3.
yeah.
If you've been killing pretty much all day, if you got the energy, definitely you should be out. But it have been some times where, let's say had the best set, do you still go out after that?
Yeah, but that's when you leave the area. Like, let's go to this bar around the corner where they don't know what the fuck I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
And he's like, oh yeah, where y'all going? Oh yeah, we going to go. Oh okay, yeah, we gonna go over here.
Yeah, exactly. Remind me, who do you open for again?
Well, I don't open up for anyone.
So, oh shit. So
yeah, man.
You headline out in Zany's? Good for you, bro.
No. So when I was there, I was with Brennan and Brennan Schaub.
Oh, okay, got you.
Crew. Yeah, so we were over there just having a great time. But now more so, I just do my own in terms of doing shows around LA. I go on tour with a few other people.
You know what I was confused? I was confused with AJ Foster because he opens for Jay, and I was like, oh shit, for whatever reason in my head.
Pharaoh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
He's open with him for a
that's
bit.
fine.
Like, on and off.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing too. That's why I brought it up. It also depends. You going out also depends on the headline you're opening for
sure.
Because I don't know. I'm a little old school. Like whoever I'm opening for, green room rules are theirs. If they want to fucking, take it easy, I'm taking it easy with them. If they want to smoke weed, I'm smoking weed with them.
For
if
real.
they want to go out and drink, I go drink with them. I mean, they're the boss.
It's pretty much right.
You know
Exactly.
Like, whatever they want. And of course, Jeff Dye is a fucking functioning alcoholic.
Listen.
So I'm out with him constantly.
Jeff is raging. I don't know how you keep up. And Jeff's energy is like on 1,000 every time I see him. Like, I'm like, Jeff,
bro.
How do you do it, man?
No Adderall.
I don't know how I do it,
amphetamines.
man. I don't know how Jeffs do it.
I don't know how he does
There's
it.
just something within our blood.
Yeah. Jeff's.
he's an
How
old
Jeff's do it, right?
Yeah.
No, I think.
Remind me not to go out with you. You know what I mean? But yeah.
That's the thing too. He no amphetamines,
Exactly.
no Adderall. He just he could just
A natural
party
high
like
guy,
a fucking
huh?
15-year-old.
That's good, man. Yeah, he always has good energy every time I see him. I heard that he has. I got to talk to Jeff, and Jeff, if you're watching, listening, I definitely need some of those seats to the Lakers games because I always see him post these pictures in the most comfortable seats at the Lakers games.
Those are hard seats to get. He's invited me a few times, and I've been too fucking busy every time.
You're
but I'm going in March.
You're tripping.
But, dude, he's close personal friends with Jeannie. So he gets the owner's hookup. But he can't just he can't just give people tickets. Like if she invites him, he can invite guests.
Well,
and they have to go with him.
Listen, I'm going with Jeff. That is pretty much how it is. Sorry, Randy. You out of the out of the.
He's
you
fucking
too busy.
4 rows back.
That's what I'm saying.
LeBron scores almost 40,000
Come
points.
on now.
He's right there.
Oh, he went?
He went. He was sitting in front of Denzel Washington, behind Denzel Washington, in front of Dwayne Wade.
I gotta call Jeff.
Yeah, all right, that's the seat. Yeah, shout out Jeff.
Who did he bring? I know he didn't bring.
He brought our boy Josh Nelson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a.
I was about to say a situation like that, you got to bring a nice little. Well, I guess you don't bring a date. Do you bring a date when you have exclusive tickets like that,
bro? I mean, I am of the opinion that you don't bring a girl to a sporting event ever.
Why? Wait, hold on. Why?
Because they don't appreciate it. Unless
they're really into it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Unless you're a super fan of something. Most women I just want to be seen courtside at the Lakers. They could give a shit about the basketball. If a girl was a big basketball head, I would take her. But most women don't give a fuck about the Rams.
True.
But
at the same time, I feel like I've been to a few sporting events, and a lot of times they've been with a significant other, or a female, and they seem to pretty much enjoy it more than I do. Shit, if anything,
there's a bunch of dudes. There's a bunch of good-looking dudes out there, all shredded. In most sports, so
that's true.
There's that,
especially hockey. I've taken girls to hockey, and women dude, if they've never been to a hockey game, take them to a Kings game, they'll have a ball.
And
they
that's
have
a cheap
nothing,
ticket too, dude.
Yeah,
hockey's cheaper than the other sports.
Especially if a fight breaks out.
Baseball is probably one of the best sports that I've been to. Yeah. Those Dodger games, oh my goodness, those like the club.
Awesome.
Yeah, and when we're on the road, we like to go to during the baseball season. We love going to the Saturday day baseball, Friday day baseball. Mm-hmm. You get a cheap ticket, cruise right over, fucking. And the best part, you just we'll go to our seats for we'll stay for maybe 6 innings, and we'll be in our seats for maybe 2.
Yep.
And the rest of the time we're walking the promenade, getting drinks, bullshit.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
I think going around and seeing the game is cool. Unless it's a close game, I'm really not giving a fuck about the game. Like, I remember the first time I went to a Dodger game, I spent pretty much the entire time in line at a Shake Shack. But I was like, I could get out of line. But the line was so long, I knew that it was fire for a reason. Like, I knew it had to be something in the sauce, or, you know what I'm saying?
If the line's that long,
it's something. But their margaritas was fire. So,
what's like the widest sporting event you've been to?
Ooh, I haven't been to
a tennis match or a.
Oh, I've been to some tennis
NASCAR
matches.
Race.
I've been to some tennis matches. The sport, that's a good question. I've been to a hockey game.
That's very well.
I would say that in Miami, I went to a Panthers game, Florida Panthers game.
All right.
But that was when they were close to winning the chip.
Yeah.
At that time, I think it was like 97. So I haven't been since. So go figure. I mean, I've seen horseback riding. I guess if that's a white people
riding live.
Yeah, like some equestrian type shit.
Oh shit! How did you?
Yeah.
I've never even been to that fucking shit. And I went to elementary school.
Again, it's a privilege to know people. And I think a lot of times, I guess it's kind of like guys when you go to a golf course or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you just build connections. So I knew a girl who was an equestrian.
Of course, it was a white woman.
She was white.
She put you in the spider's web.
Yeah, she was white. But she was actually her daughter was competing.
Okay.
So she was like, "Hey, you want to tag along?" So I was like, "Hey, for sure." Yeah. So I was in there pretty much buttoned up with all these white folk, looking all proper. But it was so funny to be in that presence. It was kind of boring to me because I get bored fast, bro.
So
I'm one of those people that's like, oh, okay, you tried it around. Oh, okay, you did 1 trick, 2 tricks. You jumped over this hurdle. I need the horse to start dribbling a basketball or something. You
kick off one of these fucking riders.
You feel me?
I need a major injury.
You feel me?
A fight. That's why I like hockey.
Show me 450 horsepower. You feel what I'm saying? Show me Mustang horsepower if you a Mustang out there doing your thing. But I mean, it was just an event. It was a situation to be it. Yeah.
Cool. The reason I asked is I went to my first golf tournament 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's cool.
I went to the Waste Management Open in Phoenix, and it was white. I mean, like, look.
But you're white.
My dad's from the Dominican Republic. I grew up in Queens. It's weird to be at like upper crust white event thing. It's not what I'm used to. Because this was like a big scene. I was explaining to a buddy a couple weeks ago. Going to that Waste Management Open was like, it was as if like a golf event fucked a NASCAR rally. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like high end, but kind of slutty, trashy white people. And very few black. It's also in Arizona, which is
Scottsdale. I already knew it was Scottsdale.
But
and it was around like the Super Bowl time.
Yeah, it's the weekend of the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
So it was.
Oh man, I knew it was so ritzy out there. I know they had all the Scottsdale super privileged white people come out and have a ball.
But again, I wouldn't have
probably
gone.
Laughing.
I wouldn't have gone though, like you said. I wouldn't have gone if it weren't for someone I met through comedy. Shout out Katrina Barrett, who I met doing shows, and she's a great person. But she's got some bread. She's like, hey, come out to the Waste Management Open. Mm-hmm. She has like a real estate business out there, so she hosted me. But it's again, it's one of those doors of white that people you meet on the road open for you. Like I wouldn't have thought of it had it not been because I met somebody.
Right. Right. I mean, but also too, I think a lot of times as comics, we want to do different things, but we wouldn't be necessarily exposed to it if on our own merit.
Yeah, of course not.
You know what I mean? Like certain things that we wouldn't.
It's one of those things I wouldn't have suggested. Someone suggested it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't have thought of it, but someone
I'm like, let's go bowling.
Comedy was like, hey, you would have fun at this event. I'm like, all right, I'll go check it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
If it was you're in Scottsdale, Arizona, and somebody came out, what would you recommend? See, like I recommend, like let's just go bowling or something. Let's go top golf.
Top golf is. I was gonna. The next words out of my mouth is top golf. Top golf is a great one. Because I mean, think about the worst part about golf is that you can't get the ball in the hole if you're not good.
True.
Top golf.
I am fire at mini golf though, just as a little caveat. For real, bro. I come around that little.
All right, you got some putting skills.
I got putting skills, but again, I do get lucky from time to time.
But I was thinking about top golf. The hole is 40 feet wide, So you're not gonna. The question is how close you're gonna get to the pin, not whether you're gonna make it in the hole.
But
if you don't make it in the hole, you should get extra points because the holes are so big.
Right. But also, Top Golf is fucks up because it's like you have no. It's like if you can't swing and hit that ball, it's really going to be a downer for you.
My God,
it's going to be a rough day. It's going to be one of those terrible
how's your
times.
golf swing?
Terrible. It is. I'm not gonna lie.
Is mine, but I can make contact.
Exactly. I can make contact as well, but it's not gonna go very far.
Do you look silly doing it?
Nah, I have a form at least. So at least I'm stationed with my swing, and I'm left-handed too. So at least I'm stationed with my swing. But again, I think it's the more so the power to go. Whew,
yeah.
bloop.
I have no direction. My swing's everywhere. But the key for anything like that, Top Golf, bowling. Those are like date events. As long as you could be bad at it, but as long as you don't look bad doing it.
Right.
Like if you can't throw a ball, don't play catch. If you look funny throwing a ball, don't play catch. If
or
your
don't
golf
go
swing
to
is goofy,
right.
Don't bring a chick and embarrass yourself.
Right. Unless she's like super drunk and she like that kind of thing, then she want to go home.
Silly
you know what I'm saying?
She wants to feel powerful.
Or she's just as silly and she want to just be wild with you. I do want to learn how to do. It's this guy. He's like viral. He goes to Top Golf and he basically takes it with one hand and swings it and hits it like precisely
that crazy
and he winds it up and just and it makes that sound. It's always like flying out, but I'm always scared if I do that, I'm gonna let it go.
It won't be the first time a club is floated.
Hey, listen, somebody's gonna catch a club. It's gonna go from the second to the third floor there, bam, right there in the head.
Sorry. Coughing over here. I got a little bit of a cold. You can hear it in my
know,
voice.
Bro. You sound raspy. You got the Ja Rule.
Well, I always have a weird voice or deeper raspy, but it's extra raspy today. I blew my voice out in Chicago. Got a little cold coming back. But I was actually going to ask you about this because I haven't taken NyQuil in like 30 years because I don't like over-the-counter drugs. They weird me out. It's like, man, wait a minute. If I take enough of these, I can kill myself. But there's no checks and balances here, and also I feel like
you talking about it with Advils,
with any over the counter drug
for sure. Yeah. I mean, but typically if you take 13 of it, it's what I'm saying. By the 14th, you're gonna be too drowsy.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing about NyQuil. I haven't had it in 30 years, and like not a lot can put me down, bro. This NyQuil had me asleep within like 30 minutes. I woke up all groggy. My head still feels like I'm in a little bit of a fog, and it reminded me like, man, back in the day, I don't know if this was a thing when you were young. But back in the day, there was a time where like high school kids were doing some nonsense called robo-tripping. You familiar with this?
No, what's that?
When you drink an entire bottle of Robitussin to hallucinate.
Oh yeah, no, that must be another. And I don't mean to get racial.
No, get racial because I was about to.
I was about to. This must be another white thing because I don't know if brothers was doing this.
White people just there's never enough drugs. They have to keep inventing new drugs. Like, hey, if we huff paint, that'll get.
I was just about to say again. I have white friends. You my white friend. You know what I'm saying? Jeff.
Yeah, so do I.
Jeff is my white friend now. I mean, I won't hang out with Jeff because he energetic. Yeah. But at the same time, it's white people come up with some of the darndest events. And again, huffing paint, drinking Robitussin.
Yeah, man. I heard some new shit. There's down in Florida. They're taking like some pet medication. If you eat the whole box, you turn into a zombie. And they're like, oh, let's do that. I don't get it. I feel like black folks let white people be the lab rats for the new drugs.
Black folks do not let white people be lab rats. White people choose to do these things, and we sit back and we just like We're just like in awe. I mean, again, I think it's vice versa. I mean, it's certain things that white people can say that black people do, and you just like, why? You know what I'm saying? So both ways, I think. On both sides of the spectrum is a little messed up, but if on this context right here, I think white people take the cake.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and in a weird way too, like I trust illicit drugs more than pharmaceutical drugs. I don't know where you come down on that.
Well, I mean, the most illicit that I've done is marijuana.
Like most people, and also most black people. I mean, it's not like you said. As a community, you like to go with what's proven. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
You're not like you said, you're not eating paint chips to see what happens.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know exactly how marijuana is going to make you feel, what it does. It's It has its parameters.
It's traditional.
Yes.
When I was growing up as a young adolescent and I started to get into certain things and, you got drinking, smoking, and I went to a pretty much all arts high school. So I was exposed to everyone, whites, blacks, Muslims, everyone, right? But I went home to the hood. And when I would go to school, oftentimes these kids would be doing the craziest things. And I would bring it back to my friends like,
you heard about this?
Yeah. And they're like, what is that? And over time, black people, we have become, like I said, traditional in terms of, hey, we drink Hennessy or we just smoke weed. We stay on the grass form instead of all this other stuff.
Yeah, let me smoke this THC crystal.
Right.
It's like,
correct.
Bro, haven't we learned from crack? Can we just stay with the powder cocaine?
I mean, again, it was a crack epidemic as well. I mean, now I'm not gonna say we haven't tried some things.
Oh no, I'm saying, but you learn from that. It's like, hey, we did this once before in the '80s with with amphetamines, with the weed. I think we're gonna stick with flour
because it set us back so much. I mean, think about the crack epidemic itself. It was really one of those things that still to this day people are recovering from. Those people who had kids that were involved with the whole crack epidemic, they're parents now.
Yeah.
So again, you got to understand that whole lifestyle is like just shifted. Yeah. And I mean, now we got radicals running around. I mean, but again, think about it. Think about Antifa.
Yeah.
Right? They got a whole they had their little wave, so then they're gonna have the generation of people that stood by them, or you got people who love January 6th or conservative. So it's kind of like we're all doomed.
Babies instead of crack
exactly.
babies January 6th
then you're gonna have people who talk about the UFO spy balloon. You're gonna have that generation of people, right?
But spy balloons, I still can't believe that it's 2023. Don't we have satellite? Like China has satellites, son. Balloons. Bro. That's shameful. Shame on you, Communist Party.
You know what, though? I'm mad that the whole government, not even the government, but us as a people, we immediately, because when I saw it on TikTok myself.
Of course not. He saw it on
right.
news.
That's where we get our news.
I get all my information from internet memes.
If
someone dies, I'm like, hey, man, someone's posting memes about so-and-so. They must, I see what happened. I go Google it. Oh, shit, they died. Like.
It was so crazy that the world, like, I watch the news, but I watch the news for the propaganda between the parties and
I kind of watch it like a soap opera.
Exactly.
Like pro wrestling. I don't take it seriously
exactly.
at all. I just want to see what storyline they're on today.
Exactly. For like comedic purposes, like if I want to get a bit out of it.
How can I use this?
Exactly. Kamala Harris' husband kissed Joe Biden. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I get a bit out of this. This soap opera. This is beautiful. You feel what I'm saying? I don't look at the news to gravitate
wrapped up in it.
Exactly. This is real. And I get what Donald Trump was saying all this time. This fake news, like because you don't really get what's going on in the world. I found out about the spy balloon on TikTok, and then I'm like, at first. They're like, oh man, it's a UFO in the sky, UFO in the sky. And at first I didn't believe it. Yeah. And then when the news reported on it that it was actually a spy balloon, I'm like, this is crazy that TikTok was right all along.
Yeah, you feel me? The story. Yeah, man. Dude, in some ways I wish it was a UFO. That'd be a lot more interesting.
That's what I was saying.
You know what I'm
That'd
saying,
be amazing.
I said the same thing. Then when I find out it's a Chinese spy balloon,
it
makes me a little bit nervous.
Yes.
It does make you a little bit nervous because it's like, okay, they released not even just one balloon. They got like 17 balloons out.
All there's like 3 other objects going over Alaska and like, okay.
So now we're like, okay, why is China ruffling feathers? I mean, because again, you're trespassing between.
Yeah, they're asking for trouble.
You get what I'm saying? So
if we flew over China unannounced, they'd be like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
So then they got reports saying, well, because of the spy balloon, it causes aggression. Again, all this is on Facebook, TikTok news, right? Yeah. This is not news outlets, but I'm a conspiracy theorist at some time.
I'm with it. Anything to entertain myself.
Right.
I don't care.
Right.
I got no kids. I don't plan on having any. I don't care if this world goes to shit when I'm dead. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, I would much
entertain
rather
me while I'm here.
True, I get it. But I do not, again, listen, I got a vacation to plan in a year. I don't need...
Trying to go to Thailand, man.
You feel me?
Stop it with the balloons.
I don't need to have or be going to beat with China. I want to go see China. I want to go see Tokyo. That's Japan. But you get what I'm saying?
I want to go see the Japanese Chinese people.
They're not all the same. You feel me? They're not all the same. But at the
I get it.
But at the same time, bro, like then they're talking about, oh yeah, it could be a war in 2025. Because China's going and causing all this tension and releasing all these balloons, and it's just only what they think is gonna go down. Do you know? And I don't mean to take over your podcast.
No, please, because I talk too much. I shout into this thing. My voice is hoarse.
Because I'm so
carry the weight, Justin.
Because
I know it's Black History Month, and I should be doing you the favor, but you gotta run it.
I feel like I should let your viewers know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, maybe I could be a conspiracy theorist. You should do the fair use policy just in case.
Well, we could talk about the new internet rules. What the internet.
They got internet rules?
Well, finish what you're saying. I'll tell you in a second.
No. I was just gonna say. I forgot my thought.
It's all right. This is what happens when you have a shot of Hennessy.
Yeah, it's all good.
No, what I was gonna say.
It'll come back. Watch. I'll be like, oh, and another thing right at the end.
I know. I thought when you said the fairness rules, I thought you were bringing up the. I was just listening in the car on the way over. I'd read about it earlier, but apparently the Supreme Court's hearing a case this week where a family of a murdered daughter who died in a suicide bombing or something like that is suing Google because Google was hosting ISIS videos that radicalized the person that committed the suicide bombing. So they're challenging, I think it's called Section 230, which now allows internet service providers and social media companies and internet platforms to have zero liability for anything posted on their website.
Right. But really, how can you blame them, though? I mean, you can't blame Google. I mean, they're just the engine that puts out the video. Yeah. Now, again, I mean, what I've been told, and I'm pretty sure it's like this for all major media platform outlets, TikTok, Instagram, they have people that work there and they could make a video go viral like that. Yes. Like they could just press a button and all your shit is just like that.
That's why they're suing now. Because the algorithm recommends videos to you.
Right.
If you search one ISIS video, you get all of them. And that's why this family is suing Google, because they're saying you're not just a neutral provider of content. Your algorithm is either putting up or not certain messages.
It exposes propaganda.
And you serve this message to someone who killed my daughter. Therefore, you have some liability. And internet service providers and social media platforms are like, oh no, we're not. But then they also curate and censor people down.
That's a fair
point. So there's
point.
two examples of them recommending videos and also silencing certain opinions.
Correct.
Which is why this lawsuit's being brought.
Correct.
And depending on the Supreme Court's ruling, it could change the way social media platforms and the internet works, because if they say you do have some liability, then all of a sudden every social media company, every internet platform has to figure out, all right, how do we fix our algorithm to recommend or not recommend things? Do we want to say we don't curate anything anymore?
Right.
So then you allow complete free speech. You allow the most crazy thing and the most.
It might go to just straight comedy or. I mean, we're going to a PC world anyway. I mean, we're already pretty politically correct, PC. Yeah. But at the same time, it's really one of those things that I think that certain mediums still get out. Like, for instance, Facebook is the wild, wild west when it comes down to getting certain information. Yeah. Like, because anybody can put anything
Twitter,
on there.
Porn on Twitter. You can't do that anywhere else.
Correct. Like, and I think with TikTok, it's going to be hard with the internet to kind of cater to that. Oh, let's just censor that. If anything, they might just put a ban, like or a certain age restriction on certain things.
That was my suggestion all along. Mm-hmm. Like when we were growing up as kids, right? We had cable,
right?
And you had like the Spice Channel, the dirty channels, but you had to opt into that, and they had child blockers on it,
right?
Well, I don't understand. Like,
well,
if I set on my Instagram, only people over 18 or only people over 21 can see my posts. Mm-hmm. Why would you censor me after that? So that way, if I set my my settings on Instagram say only people 21 and over can see anything I post. I should be able to post nudity, fucking, any sort of inappropriate joke. There should be no restriction because those are adults seeing my thing. I get it why like children wouldn't.
Right.
But once you're over 21, there's nothing I can say that should be able to offend you to the point where I need to have my account canceled.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you also have the right to follow me or not. So that means no one under 21 would see what I said. And if you don't like what I said, you could just skip along. You know, but now it's like, oh, you can't say this, you can't say that. So they just dumb down everybody.
I think it's going to go there. I think that's definitely the way that the internet is going. I mean, again, we're coming up with different ideas every day, but to be honest with you, you just never really know what is in store. Think about it. And I was going to my point earlier.
Oh, you remembered it? Nice.
Yeah, I did. So basically, the Chinese has a police department. Like a police department was found in New York City. Like a Chinese police department was found. Like the police found.
Shit. They had Chinese police in New York,
but they're like really undercover.
Really, it's like their Secret Service kind of thing?
Correct, but they're pretty much in charge of policing their Chinese national.
Own people here.
Correct.
That's crazy.
In the States. So, but that lets you know, though, if that's one little bureau, and again, the U.S. owes China a lot of money in terms of the debt ratio.
Yeah.
So, man.
Dude, that's wild. Could you imagine if it was in reverse? Like if there was an American police force in China that allowed Americans to follow American laws, because our laws are much more free than their laws. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine like a police force like defending someone who wanted to say something against the Chinese Communist Party in China? It's obviously a lot easier in the verse, but how could you have a foreign police force in another country?
Bro, I mean, they were really incognito. They was really one of those it was in kind of like Chinatown, I believe.
Of course.
So.
I didn't think the Chinese Communist Party put their police department in Harlem.
I mean, that's, but that would be so funny as hell.
What are they doing? They're taking the fucking.
That would be
taking
funny.
The free train down to Canal Street every day.
All these bureau buildings, and then all of a sudden you got this Chinese building red.
Yeah, you take your shoes off
with the red jacket. But that'd be funny as that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. And I think, honestly, black people would be like, yo, they got some fried chicken up in there. That shit is fire up in there.
Asians like fried chicken, dude. What? They fried them up right.
Honestly,
hard.
New York got the best Chinese food. And I'm going to say it, and I'm going to just leave it at that. Yeah. I mean, you're from Queens, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
No,
but
I posted, the best. I posted that shit yesterday. Somebody on Twitter asked, what's the best traditional American cuisine? My response was Chinese takeout. Because you can't get Chinese takeout in China. Only in the United States, and of course, New York's the epicenter of takeout food. Bro, Chinese takeout in New York is ridiculous.
Man, I remember when I went to New York. Just recently, actually, it was like last year. I went to the Brooklyn area for my godson's christening and whatnot, and I knew when I got there, it was a few things that I needed to get. I needed to get a slice of pizza,
of course, for
sure. I went to Joe's right there on the corner.
Yep.
Then I had to get some Chinese food.
Yep.
Because they so aggressive and they just don't like your with the attitude.
What do you want?
7 minutes.
Yes, they're open 24/7, 365. They don't take any fucking breaks. It doesn't matter if there's a hurricane outside.
I love it.
They're delivering, and nothing. You could order, 25 items. Nothing's going to cost you more than like $23.
I know.
That's the max. If you're eating for one, it's $7. If you're eating for two, it's 12. If you're eating for 5 or more, it's $22.
I got to go back.
And you get a free can of soda with every egg roll you get. It's fucking crazy.
I definitely have to go back. Now the LA Chinese food is terrible. LA, we have to do better.
Yeah, but LA has the Korean thing though.
And
New York has good. Don't get me wrong. The Korean food in New York is dope too because they have a Koreatown. Like New York and LA have Koreatowns, but I think the Korean food here is as strong as it is in New York, but the Chinese takeout here is weak, son.
Man, it's a lot of weak foods out here. I mean, the Mexican food is the best out here.
And I get why pizza's not a thing out here because, California's not known for pizza. They don't eat carbs out here.
Right.
But Chinese takeout, bro, I've had Chinese takeout in Bragg, Wyoming. population 1,200. It wasn't as good as New York.
I'm about to say.
It wasn't as good as New York.
Ain't no way in hell you can convince me that you in Wyoming and Chinese food was better than even California.
But they had the same suppliers, like the same things were on the menu. Right. Like there's no similar Chinese takeout here in LA at all. I mean, pickup sticks, that stuff is terrible.
I did. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was on a date, Little Honey Dip. We went to dim sum.
Shit. Yeah, I was excited about the dim sum. Dim sum is delicious, bro.
When I tell you, listen, it's nice ambiance, real chill. I was like, man, this is probably one of those places that I could really find myself. And it's not even that far from my crib
Did you
either.
get some soup dumplings?
I did not.
What?
Nah, I'm not really one of those people that.
Have you had a soup dumpling?
I haven't had a soup dumpling, so I can't even say I
You gotta try it. Do you like soup?
Chicken noodle. Well, I mean, when I'm sick or something like that.
Dumplings?
Oh, I do like green onion soup. Green onion soup is good.
Do you like dumplings? It's a little, like a wonton or.
I don't like dumplings.
What, son?
And it's crazy because I'm Jamaican, which is like home for dumplings.
Everything's wrapped in bread out there. What the fuck you think?
Correct. And I do not like dumplings. I just found out that I like wontons.
That's a dumpling, bro.
Right. That's like a fried wonton, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But I like it when it's they could put like beef in it, put. I hate it when they put cream cheese, but I like when they put beef
that's a rangoon.
A crab.
That's a rangoon.
Oh, okay.
When they put cream cheese in it, soup dumplings are just like the fried wonton.
Okay.
But when you bite into it, there's like a cream of chicken soup in it. You know what I'm saying? A cream of beef soup in it. The only downside to a soup dumpling is you're gonna burn your mouth.
It's hot
on the first one. Because it's hot inside, but when you pick it up, it's like, oh, this ain't too hot.
Right.
Because the dumpling's hiding the heat.
Now,
you bite into that shit and your mouth is on fire because you got boiling liquid in your mouth. But the second and third ones are going to be delicious.
Now, when you pick it up, and this is just, a single guy question. I don't know if Jeff's single either. But do you pick it up if you're on a date, with the chopsticks, or do you do it with a fork or a spoon?
Good question.
I always start with the chopsticks first.
Yeah.
And see where it goes.
Right.
Yep. I attempt chopsticks because if I fuck it up, then I just go with my fingers, son. I don't even play with the utensils.
That's right. You just like chopsticks or nothing.
Well, look. It's more of like the etiquette thing. There's two things I learned about this. One, if you're not who you are, you're in reality on the first date with a woman, and you pretend to front like you're something else,
you're gonna get found out.
You're gonna get found out
for sure.
And two, and I learned this like back well before I was a comedian working in finance. When you go to these like big fancy meetings and fancy dinners at like where it's like $600 a head for dinner and there's like 1,000 forks and knives. Mm-hmm. The most powerful guy at the table doesn't have any of that etiquette. He just, he'll put his elbows on the table. He won't use the salad fork. He'll touch the food with his fingers.
Right.
He doesn't give a shit.
Because they don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Only the chump is there using the etiquette.
Right. No, definitely.
If you're the man, you don't have to follow the rules. And I'm not the man in every situation. But if you act like it, people perceive it that way.
Right. No, for sure. No, I definitely agree with you. I try to go chopsticks. I definitely try to go chopsticks. I just started learning how to use chopsticks.
Yeah, how's your chopstick?
So it's about a 6 right now, but it's 6
I'm
out of 10.
working up to about an 8.
You know what I mean? But I've gone on quite a few, and sushi I love sushi now.
Yeah, so do I love sushi.
And being able to eat it with the chopstick, and I mean, a dumpling, it sounds like coming out of soup, it'll be real slippery, and I'm not that advanced yet, so I'll probably hit it with a fork right away.
Well, they also serve it with a special spoon, too, that stands up on its own. So you take the chopstick, put it on the spoon, you bring the spoon with the dumpling to your mouth, and you bite into it. Like, that's
that's
thing.
fire. Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
The only way that Asian culture is fucked up with their utensils is not always having a fork and spoon in addition to the chopsticks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're eating a bowl of rice, son, come on, man. Hook me up with the...
No, I definitely know. No. When I think they know, again...
They're just stubborn.
No.
They know the fork and spoon is better than chopsticks, but they just want to hold on to tradition.
I don't want to be racist, but again...
It's not racist. It's just a bad utensil.
That's the foundation of our country. But, listen...
Racism or
I asked for both.
Or the spoon.
To go orders,
This country's so fat and so racist. I don't know what you're talking about.
What I was gonna say was when I think that when you have people that come from one of those situations where, all right, when you have spoons and when you have white rice bowls, typically they come with my spoon.
See?
You feel what I'm saying?
You know what's funny
when
Chinese people, Asian people, sorry, you can cover it in. There's Jeff again. Asian people can get away because they're not white with being a little like low-key racist. Like, oh, this white guy, he probably knows how to use chopsticks. Every brother that shows up in an Asian restaurant, give him a fucking way he knows how to use these things.
They give it to you with the wrap, with the little tape on it.
That's a little disrespect, honey. If you're a 6 with the chopsticks, I'd be getting pissed off if they're showing up with a fork.
Again.
Like, oh, you just because I'm black, you don't think I use
I'm not
chopsticks?
Complaining. I just think that
Pointing
it's just,
it out.
that's what I'm saying. I'm just letting you know that we notice, but again.
all Asian listeners know that black people get a little offended when you bring us
not offended because again, a lot of black people do not know how to use chopsticks. I mean, it's really
suggestive. They could just ask. You do speak English. They might not, but you do.
No, for sure, for sure. But at the same time, again, just black people don't know how to use chopsticks all the time. So it's really one of those things where they just go ahead and supply it to you because it's not. Again, when I first learned how to use chopsticks, I just kept being terrible at it. I was terrible at it. And then one day it just clicked. I was like, oh shit, this is how it's supposed to go. And then all of a sudden just start working out. But I know many of my black friends.
What percentage of black people do you think don't know how to use chopsticks?
75%.
Really? And why do you think that is? Is that because they don't, I mean, obviously Chinese takeout, they just give you plastic utensils. Correct. But the first place you learn is usually with sushi. Is that because you think the black community doesn't fuck with raw food like that? That is also a good point. Because I didn't mess with raw food like that, and I don't want to speak for the entire black community because again, no, of course not. I mean, different. Yeah.
We live in Los Angeles, so it's different out here in LA. But for the vast majority of the country, especially in the South, I mean, certain places.
Sushi in rural Alabama. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Rural Alabama, you just won't get the opportunity to have that resource of having sushi, right? I didn't fall in love with sushi until I moved out here to Los Angeles. So
I also have a theory that the reason why black people, like just obviously there's the geographic part, but I have a theory that the reason on the whole why the black community isn't as adoptive of raw food culture is because you guys have a very high standard for like food cleanliness. Like black people wash their chicken, they wash their rice.
Definitely.
They don't only white people will take a packet of chicken right out of the packet, right on the grill. I've seen black people like, what are you doing, bro?
Listen,
they will get offended if you don't wash chicken before you put it on the grill.
Randy, I can't eat at everybody's house. I can't. I just can't. It's really one of those things where when black people get invited out to a nice place or your white friend's house, and we look around, we look at the environment. Do they have pets in the house, or do they
kiss their dog? I've never seen a.
What ingredients did you use to season? What
lack of ingredients did you use? You know what I'm saying? You didn't show up with any garlic on that? What am I putting in my body? Yeah, exactly. Like what?
Again, like I said, white people operate on plausible deniability sometimes.
Oh, you know what I mean? I mean,
it goes into your body. Everything that was bacterial on it, it would kill it. It would be okay.
I feel like there's an ignorance in the white community that we don't address, and not like a racial ignorance,
right?
Like an ignorance of norms. Like I said, washing your food before you cook it. That white people just don't take into consideration. Like, oh, I'll pick it up the floor and eat it. It's like, what the fuck? I'll kiss my dog. Yo, he was licking his ass a minute ago. Like, there's certain things that white folks do that aren't cleanly.
Again, because we, as black people, as a black race, and again, sometimes you go certain places, we have certain cousins. I think it's everybody, right? I think it's
people are people all day long.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It depends on who the person is, because again, you might have a black family member who might not be as clean as
it's
you.
Also cultural too, like this idea of lumping all black people together.
Right.
Like, I know a lot of black people from Detroit that have nothing in common with Haitians that I know.
Right.
Like
exactly. It's totally different. Right. They're totally different black people, but it's just a certain skin. Like white people. I mean, white people in Los Angeles are totally different from rural in the middle of the country.
I'm
white
half
people.
Mexican.
There you go.
Yeah, and I look white as fuck.
Yeah.
You know, so the thing is with both those cultures.
Calling time out on your whiteness, on your Mexican.
Jeff, there's no way you have Mexican?
I am half Mexican. Yeah,
I'm half Dominican, man. This is what we're moving into.
Mi familia de donde Matamoros, Tamaulipas.
Oh shit, Eddie done hit you with the man, that's so crazy.
So culturally, I'm pretty balanced. So whenever it comes to food going on the floor, there's the 5-second rule for white people. So that's why I do the 3-second rule. Oh, gotta balance it out. You know what I mean?
Like, I mean, in the middle.
Hey,
between 0 seconds and 5.
You know what's so funny?
Here, look.
And I'm a pretty clean person. But if you go into my bedroom, there might be clothes and shit everywhere. But at the same time, like I know I gotta pick that shit up because especially if a lady comes over too, you know, because I gotta have my shit in order. So you know, the jeans, man, the jeans.
Listen. I'm glad that you I'm glad that you know the norms and how to finesse that. Again, bro, you're absolutely right. I go on the 2-second rule. I have dropped some food before in my kitchen when I'm cooking, and I'm like, damn, this shit is so good, but I don't want to waste. But I pick it up, I'll wash it.
Yes. It depends on the surface.
And then I'll put it, you know what I'm saying?
That's my kitchen, so that's not a problem. Exactly. But if I were to drop that here in the studio, oh, hell no.
Or
that's going straight to the trash.
Right.
Yeah. There's too many footsteps up in
exactly.
here. Yeah, too much LA ground in here, man.
Again, when you're in other people's home and you're
watch
eating,
how they move.
And you sit and you see the cat all on the counter, you're like, oh, okay. This might be a regular thing for this cat. Like this, their home. And I'm over here in their home eating on top of their counter. So, I mean, again, I do love women, but I can't date women with dogs.
You don't like dogs?
I love dogs. Don't get it twisted. I love dogs. I've dated women with dogs. I know women with dogs. I just don't see longevity because, again, I feel like certain dogs shed. When I go over there, the dog hasn't had a male figure in a while, probably.
I see.
So they're all over you, right? Yep. Jumping on.
They got run of the whole house.
And I'm like, you know what? This is your home.
Yes.
I'm really in your space. So now I just pretty much, hey, you got to come over to my house. Leave the dog.
What's your view? What's your view on white women with cats,
bro?
Because the cat people.
It's real.
There is something there is something weird about people who like animals that don't like them. You know what I'm saying? Like a cat at best tolerates a human being. Your dog will love you.
For sure.
You know, even a fucking bird will love you.
For sure.
A cat barely tolerates every owner it has.
Right.
You know?
Right. No, I mean, again, I don't have a problem with white women with cats. Again, just the same way I don't have a problem with any woman with a dog. Yeah. I mean, they're pretty much all the same to me. The only thing I would say about cats is I did have an encounter.
An encounter?
So, you know, sometimes you sleep over your significant other's house or whatever. They have a pet. So this girl that I was dating at the time, she had a cat, a black, like Sphinx, like one of those silent killer cats, green eyes, like look like the cat from what's the show? Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So think about a cat like that, like super black, like doesn't shed, like sits there just like, hey, little cat, you know, you trying to make friends with it,
preying on you,
and it's just like just no type of movement. So I remember one time I was sleeping over. And we was watching a movie. I just got late, and I just ended up spending the night. And she has a window seal, like a little seal over her bed.
Ugh. Just an excuse for the cat to jump on your ass when you're sleeping.
Bro, what I tell you, me and this cat were fighting. Because again, this is his home.
Yeah.
I'm laying, it's a territorial cat. Yeah. I'm laying with his girl, essentially, right? Bro, when I tell you the cat leaped off of there in the middle of the night and like landed in the middle of us, and I didn't, you sleep, you startled. I just started swinging.
Hell yeah.
That cat laid into my ass, though. That cat went off on me.
It's always in the middle of the night when cats get the yips. They want to come down and do the kitty Olympics. But also...
Kitty Olympics.
Yeah, that's what it is. Also, I've said this to my dying breath. I'll keep saying it. A 12-pound house cat can give any adult man under 200 pounds a run for its money. Because I don't give a fuck. Unless you know the best jiu-jitsu. And even then, do you know how spry a cat is?
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like... 3 12-pound house cats can take my ass down.
Bro.
They'll be up on me so quick. They're dangerous animals, man.
First of all, they're quick as hell.
Yeah.
Right? You got to understand, that's a cat. It's a part of the cat family.
Yeah.
Cheetah, lion. Think about you
They're
trying to
meant to
fight
kill.
when
They kill with their face.
First of all, they have, like, I have seen some videos of cats fighting dogs, and I'm like, dog, this cat has nuts. Like,
Bro,
these cats
they'll
fight.
They'll get a 3-piece combo in before the dog knows what's up.
For real.
You know what I'm saying?
With that being said, that cat was, and then like it'll jump on you, it was clawing, like it'll
they got claws
jump
and
away,
fangs.
come back. And it's in the middle of the night. It's like 2:00 in the morning. You just startled. You don't know what's going on. She's like, did the cat jump? I'm like, I just had a fucking Royal Rumble with your cat,
well, she's
and you
used
don't
to
even
it.
know what's
It's
going
like,
on.
Oh, he's just being silly. I'm like, why am I bleeding from my face?
I said, I'm not staying over here anymore. If I'm gonna stay over here, you're gonna have to put the cat somewhere in the other part of the house.
Bro, one time I was going down on my girlfriend at the time, and she had a cat, and I don't know where it went. It scurried off, and we closed. She had cats and dogs. We closed the doors. I thought it was out. And we're doing our thing, and I'm leaning off the edge of the bed. I pull her to the edge, and I'm doing my business. Fucking cat comes out, and I'm naked. Bro, takes like a left hook to my nutsack. And look, thank God. Like I didn't see it coming, but it like made a noise, and I jumped, and she couldn't stop laughing. I mean, it ruined the moment.
Listen.
But the cat. Like, I'm very vulnerable. I'm naked. My ball bag.
Bro.
Dude, a cat's claw can easily get to my testicles.
Oh no, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
that shit will hurt like a motherfucker.
man.
What are you talking about? You're in the middle of an intimacy moment.
Yeah, you're not thinking about that.
You're not even thinking about that as well. Bro, I'm not gonna get into anatomy right now on the podcast, but just imagine taking a tiny pin and just flicking it on your
across.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. On your what, man? You'll be that cat will be up for adoption tomorrow. What?
Yeah, man. And look, they're so fast you can't like shoo it away like a dog. Like,
bro,
that thing will take a shot and it'll be gone before you even know what happened.
Can't do it. Can't do it. I don't really, again, like I said, I can't. I think it's a deal breaker for me. I mean, I would date a woman with a cat or a dog or an animal. I just really have to love. I feel like I gotta love the animal.
Yeah. Did you come up with animals?
Yeah, I did.
Where'd you grow up again?
Miami.
Oh my God. So
I had a dog when I was younger, probably like 4 to when I was 8. But he died. That's probably like the reason why I maybe don't like dogs now. And he was more of an outside dog too.
Well, see, that's the other thing too. I do feel like both the Hispanic and the Black community, and in a large extent the Asian community, pets are pets.
Majority outside.
There's animals that are food, animals that are pets, and then people.
Right.
Whereas with in the white community, it's like there are animals you eat, and then there are animals you treat like family.
Right.
There's not that. Oh, he's a pet. Like if you put right now, if I told my white friends that I went to college with, hey, I got a dog, great. What kind of dog? Oh, this type. Yeah, I built a dog house and he stays in the yard. They're gonna be like, what? You're subjecting your dog to the natural environment,
the outside
of the house. Like it's not bad for a pet to be outside, but like white people they anthropomorphize. They like make childlike their pets. Mm-hmm. Whereas like immigrant communities, Black communities, like, yeah, we had a pet, it was a dog, but he stayed out in the yard.
Yeah.
It's not neglect or abuse. Dogs can live outside. In fact, it's weird when they live inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think about it evolutionarily, like they should be outside animals.
Again, I mean, when it comes down to dogs, majority outside. But if it's one of those cute dogs, I have seen some of these pet videos where these dogs get groomed,
well, they're
so like as a button. I'm like, there's no way in hell I can have you outside.
They make them so cute and harmless now that an eagle would fucking take that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you lose your dog to a bird of prey. For real, it's not like another dog or a kid is gonna come over and kill it. Like right out of the sky, some other animal's gonna snipe it off the ground.
I do want an exotic dog though. If I do get a dog.
Dog.
So I do. They have these pit bulls that are out. They're called like mini pits.
I love it. These pit bulls. They got a new release on pit bulls.
Listen, they're $1 million dogs.
Mini pit bulls, huh?
Mini pit bulls, and they stay mini their entire lives. They have legs. They have
like just small.
Yeah, muscled up, muscle head. It's super. Sometimes it's legit.
Yes.
They bred like a mini pit bull with a I forgot how they had the genes spliced, but bro, it's crazy. What they mix I think it's a pit bull and a boxer. No,
I don't know, but I gotta look it up. Mini pit bull, son.
Look it up. I love it. When I tell you, it's $1 million dog. If you can get it, it's like $1 million dog, and you can like breed it and make millions off of it.
There's another. It's like a. I don't know. It's like a bigoted thing. Like, oh, pit bulls are dangerous, bro. Every pit bull I ever met is the sweetest, like sensitive dog I've seen.
You haven't met enough pit bulls.
Well, that's I also haven't been to a Michael Vick dog fight. You know what I'm
saying? And listen. You haven't met enough pit bulls.
I always see these rescues that are just scared of everything,
Man.
Because it's always a friend of mine rescuing a dog. And like, oh, this little thing ain't gonna hurt nobody.
I mean, when you were growing up in Queens, did you guys have like dogs that were out in the street like that?
Yeah. We had stray dogs. Okay. Doberman scared the shit out of me.
Okay.
Those were back in the I was born in the early '80s, in the '80s and '90s. Pit bulls weren't a thing yet. So back then, the mean, nasty dogs, you have German Shepherds or Dobermans or Rottweilers.
I was just about to say
there was no pit bulls
in Florida. It was
'86.
Pits.
I don't remember seeing it. It was somewhere in the It was somewhere around the DMX era when pit bulls came to the rise. But all the bad dogs in America were Dobermans and Rottweilers. They were the ones fucking you up.
It was Pits and Rottweilers where we were from, and when I tell you those are some of the most dangerous, I was one of those because in Florida, the beauty of it is that it's more homes.
Yeah, we have yards.
Right, exactly. So most people had dogs that were in their yard, and a lot of times you'll be sitting there and it'll be a big Rottweiler just walking out the street just by themselves, no leash, no collar, no owner. And you just out there playing basketball, and you just like, oh, this is crazy. And they get into it with your dog, and it was like, it was like dog beef, like dog hood beef. Yeah. For real, it was crazy.
It was like the dog purge. Exactly. Fight each other in the middle, dude. You know what's funny? Now that you mention it, the Doberman thing. I specifically remember this. My old landlord on Cornelia Street back in Queens, because we didn't have any yard, and because he was a back then he was from Yugoslavia. I guess now would be one of the Baltic states. That doesn't exist anymore. Okay. But he had a nasty Doberman. Okay. And because we didn't have any yard, he would keep it in the air shaft. And in New York City, they created air shafts in like the tenement buildings, which is where we lived in, because they had no yards, but they made a law like in 1906 that every room had to have a window. So they just dug a core out of the middle of the building and had windows facing into the other apartments. And you could let the dog into the basement. He would just hang out in the air shaft. He would like a dog door in and out of the basement. And he would just hang out in the air shaft and bark. And this dog was fucking mean.
Bro.
And I'm like, God damn, like that was our yard, was a concrete air shaft in the middle of the building with a very dangerous dog down there. So we never went into the yard.
Bro.
We were always playing in the street with the cars.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. Again, if you're not an inside dog, especially in the New York area, it's definitely hard. But no on pets. I'm good. I'm good off pets. If I had to get a pet, a cheetah.
Cheetah. I mean, that's some Dubai Prince shit.
I think it's possible. I'm trying to get some flights to Dubai soon. Probably like not this year, but next year.
Yeah, dude, I heard Dubai is kind of a wild spot.
Trying to get me one of those passport bros.
You know what's crazy is that they let cheetahs into their Ferrari. It's like that's a cat with claws, man.
Bro.
Like that.
But
leather,
again,
I love my animal, but if I have a Ferrari, you're not getting in the fucking leather.
Listen. This is the prince of...
Yeah, what does it matter?
You feel me?
Yeah,
this is the prince of wherever. He'll tear up the Ferrari. They'll get another one. They'll probably get a whole nother cheetah.
Yeah, kill the cheetah, get another cheetah.
Exactly. You messed up my cheetah. You messed up my interior.
Yeah, hey, they kill the trainer, kill the cheetah, get a new car.
It's like everybody gone. So trust me.
They blame everybody.
But can't help it.
That's great. All right, you want to get into some news? I like doing this.
I'm with it.
Show.
I'm with it.
So I saw this today.
Okay.
I almost died from my Brazilian butt lift. They had to cut my festering booty cheek off. One user on TikTok claims she almost died after getting the popular procedure, but she developed necrosis in one of her butt cheeks, causing it to swell and then having it removed.
Damn.
Yeah, man. So the TikTok creator explained that she got the procedure done in 2019. Everything was going well, but about 6 weeks later, one of her butt cheeks was getting bigger than the other. She went back to her original doctor. He said, we're going to try and drain it. But apparently they went in and they saw that necrosis was starting to happen, which means your flesh is starting to die, like gangrene. So she had to have she went to another doctor. They did emergency surgery, sliced open her butt cheek, pulled out the Brazilian butt lift, and then remove some muscle. So now her Brazilian butt lift, it went from 2 big cheeks to 1 big and 1 small.
If you're in a situation like that, you might as well go and cut off both cheeks.
Yeah, balance them out.
You might as well just go flat ass. You might as well go white girl. You know what I'm saying? You might as well.
Give me the CD case.
Exactly. If you got a procedure, and again, I have no problem with certain women getting BBLs. I've dated a woman with a BBL. Look good naked. I understand. I get it. But at the same time, if it's going to jeopardize your health, you got to understand, this is major surgery. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of times, you getting cut open, sliced up. You going from big to small, and you trying to snatch everything. Organs getting replaced and situated other places. So if you going to put your life in danger like that, and why keep the other butt cheek?
Yeah, you want to even it out.
For sure.
You want both to be big. But what's worse than having a small butt is having a lopsided one. You know what I'm saying?
Think about the dude that's clapping cheeks from the back.
He's got to come in at an angle.
Exactly. What? Oh, my God. He'll probably be like, I only want to come laying down.
Yeah, Mish only from now on.
He cuffing one piece.
It's not because I don't like your butt. It's just I want to look you in the eye.
Oh, man. It definitely not that. It definitely not that.
Yeah, it's a lie.
What? You got one flat cheek, one no.
So you said you dated girls with a Brazilian butt lift. Are you a fan of the Brazilian butt lift in general?
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with again, if it comes out, I've seen some women really transform their bodies.
Oh, of course.
Off of the BBL.
Yeah, they're called the Kardashians.
Listen. And I when I seen, and again, I don't talk about celebrities like that, but when I seen Courtney on her previous, is it Courtney? Yeah.
Courtney's the hottest
Chloe.
one.
Yeah, Chloe.
Chloe's the youngest one. Courtney, the older one, is my favorite.
Yeah, I love Courtney. Courtney. That's the one that's
wife.
For sure. For sure. That's the one that pretty much had, if she had minimal surgery.
Yeah.
But the one that went drastic was the youngest one.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, she changed her look 15 times. Yeah.
Drastic. Right. So again, and I think she looks good now, so I'm not really mad at her for what again, we all have our inner beefs and our inner quorums, and you want to fix certain things, so I get it.
It's not, there's nothing wrong with saying, I'm not into that.
Right.
That works for you.
Right.
But I don't like women who, you wear these kind of clothes, or I don't like women who have this kind of style. Like, it's okay to be attracted to what you're attracted to. To call them out for it and say they're wrong is different, but I agree with you. She might have had a look at one time that I was with, and then a couple of her looks, I was like, God damn, that's getting a little weird. It's getting a little too Skeletor-esque.
Yeah. No. I did like her when she was a lot more voluptuous. And I think when women have a little bit of weight and they know how to flaunt it and know how to have curves, I think it's better for them. I mean, it depends on the woman, but
there's also confidence that comes with
correct.
That's very attractive.
Right. Right. But think about it, when she was bigger, Tristan was trying to hit, everybody was trying to hit. French Montana was trying to hit, and she was really on a lot of people's radars. But I guess
she took it too far.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like Michael Jackson.
I still hit her right now, though. She's still
second nose job.
Yeah.
The third, fourth, fifth, and eighth. You went too far.
Yeah, light skinny Mike, when he had nice curly flow, I was like, Mike,
that I want to rock with you, Mike, not that Thriller Mike.
Definitely.
He crossed a barrier there somewhere.
Definitely.
But also, my thing with the Brazilian butt lift is I have two things about it. One, from a surgery perspective, like we were talking about that, it's a major thing to go under the knife.
Major.
Right?
Very major.
And it's also relatively new. So think about boob jobs. Boob jobs started coming out in the 80s and early 90s, and they weren't as good as they are today. They were on the wrong side, lopsided, they were a little hard. Now they've sort of perfected the boob job.
Right, for sure.
I think they haven't perfected the butt job yet.
I've seen
they're getting there.
I've seen some perfections.
Yeah, but those are the best doctors doing it.
I was
now
just about
your
to say
average boob job is going to be as good as the best doctors 20 years ago.
And that's really where everything comes into play.
Yeah,
is what can you afford?
Yes.
I mean, if you have the best surgeons to place certain places and put you together the way you want, you're gonna be good for sure. But that person that on your news clip, I'm pretty sure, and I'm not saying that she went to cheat.
She's from New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
She went some Wildwood, New Jersey to get her ass done.
Oh, okay. So if she did go to the Wild Wild West to get it done, then you're gonna get what you pay for. You know what I mean? Like if you go in there and you got a butt lift for $2,000, think about it. Your life, they cutting you open, slimming you down, doing this and that for $2,000, $5,000. Then you're gonna get what you pay for.
Discount on LASIK surgery, and then you wonder why you went blind.
For sure,
like, bro. You only got 2 eyes, man. You better pay up for that.
Think about it. You know? Think about it. You over here like, oh yeah, let me go cheap, and then all of a sudden,
you don't want to go cheap on that. You don't want to go cheap on that.
You set yourself up for disaster, man, for real failure.
And then my second thing with the Brazilian butt lift is, unlike your boobs, which you can't make bigger with exercise or diet, you can, like, I don't like when anybody goes directly to surgery to solve the problem. You know, like, do what you can naturally and then, like, take the edges off. Like, if she hit the gym and did some squats for a year and ate beans, I mean, that ass is gonna get fat no matter. You know, it's gonna come through.
Yeah, but at the same time,
I mean, this woman was 24 years old. She went right to the butt.
Oh yeah.
It's like, come on now. Like, 24. It's not like you're 36 and it's over. You know, like you waited till you're 26 and gave it 18 months, see what you could do.
I think it's different for people sometimes. And again, I used to be your mindset as well.
Everyone lets a shortcut.
Right.
You know, and I do agree with that. Mm-hmm. And if you have the money, but she was nickel and diming it and went for the shortcut.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't do both.
Right. You can't nickel and dime and go for the short, for sure. For sure.
It's just not going to work.
And again, I do agree with you on that. I mean, in her situation, she pretty much, she's fighting a losing battle. But some women may be just too big and they want to just, like you said, cut it drastic. Well, there's a shape
too, right?
Right.
You want to shape it.
Correct.
You know?
Right. So, again, going to the gym, I think it's easier for women to go. Well,
look, I can't do any dick bench presses.
That's what I'm saying. It's so much easier for a woman to alter herself than it is for a man. For men, we have to go to the gym. We have to get into the physical weights of it. A woman can cut her body in half and then go to the gym and then be like, oh, this is just what I've been.
Yeah. You're not going to implant abs into men.
Exactly.
You know?
And then they just have an Instagram page, or now they a fitness model type shit.
Now they're on the OnlyFans making that bread.
Listen. Yeah. I'm about to start an OnlyFans.
No shit? What are you going to put on there, your feet?
Hell no. I'm fucking bitches.
Oh, no shit.
I am having sex.
Are you gonna put your face on it? Are you gonna go one of those hooded cats? What are you gonna go with?
Nah, if you come to my page, you're gonna see my face.
Oh, no shit.
I'm doing it all. I'm starting a full-fledged.
So you can do comedy in there too? Like you're gonna bang a chick and do some jokes at the same time? You know, so you combine the things.
That'd be funny. I'd be like, you like what you watched here? I'm like,
exactly. You start doing some Seinfeld jokes while you're hitting it from the back. Just get weird with it. Just do Rodney Dangerfield while you're banging a chick.
I ain't get no respect.
Exactly. I get no respect. She won't suck my balls.
Oh man, I'd be like Red Fox. Be like, this is the big one. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming, Elizabeth.
I'm glad Jeff's a young guy. I'm glad he gets that reference.
But everybody know Jeff. I mean, not Jeff, but everybody know Red Fox that's his tag. But at the same time, bro, I think so, man. I mean, OnlyFans. I think honestly, I couldn't do OnlyFans for real. I'm so joking. But I think it's really one of those situations that I should have jumped on it when it was hot.
Yeah.
When everybody was like really giving away money to it, when they didn't know what it really was. Now I feel like the platform, if you jump on it, they're like, oh yeah, you need money.
Yeah, it's like every other social media platform. It's like, I should have done it when it was the new thing and nobody cared.
Right.
You know, like you're always looking for that next thing.
Right.
It's a weird system that we're in. But speaking of social media, this is the next news story I wanted to ask you about. Mm-hmm. So Instagram and Facebook are now, like Twitter, going to allow you to pay for your verified account.
I saw that too.
$14.99 a month. Mm-hmm. What are your views on that?
Hey man, you know, Instagram. No, I'm not going to pay for it. Instagram has to get their money. I mean, again, they've been getting away with it for so long. The only thing I do want to know is, are they going to make the people who are already verified make them pay?
I think they're not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my thing with paying for verification is twofold. One,
you're not going to get the respect.
That's exactly the blue check mark is going to lose its cachet.
Correct.
If every asshole can buy one.
Correct. Which they will.
Exclusivity is what is the important thing.
Which they will.
Yes.
A lot of people, I mean, if you think about Twitter, I saw so many verified accounts start to pop up on Twitter. Yes. It was like crazy.
Yes.
Like, and then they doing like retweets on certain accounts, and I'm looking on Twitter, I'm like, who is this person?
Yeah.
Like, and
because you bought the blue check mark, they bump you up the algorithm. And then that's the second part. Twitter and Instagram.
Oh, they bump you up once you get the blue check?
Yeah, they give you. you move up the algorithm.
Shit,
you're paying.
Hey, I might pay that.
That's why
I might pay the 20.
That's why I might do it, just because I constantly get in trouble. I'm fucking shadow ban right now on Instagram. It's like, man, if I pay them $15 a month, will they stop shadow banning me?
Probably not.
But that's just straight up extortion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like at that point, Instagram and Facebook are already making money selling your data to advertisers and to other platforms.
But I don't buy from them anyway.
Money paying you so you don't get censored. They're making money on both. Dude, they're like the mafia right now.
Well, I mean,
they're like the U.S. government. It's like they tax your income and when you buy stuff.
When you're the conglomerate, you can make the rules. I mean, that's just what it is.
I know.
But I mean, again, like you said, I think it is twofold. A lot of people are going to do it. Again, think about it. You go to Netflix. Netflix is $10 a month. What is it? What is it? If you're an entertainer, if you're a person that wants to be, because again, you got to understand. One, a lot of people are not going to know. I mean, your inner circle is going to know that, oh, okay, this person is paying for the verification.
Yeah.
But also, if you're in entertainment, when you come across a person that, let's say, oh, let's exchange Instagrams, and you look and that person has a blue check.
The blue check, I was talking about this with Mike.
Now, if they hollowed out the blue check or showed like a different check or something like that.
Two different blue checks.
Oh, yeah.
They have the paid for in the original.
Right.
Yeah,
then that could be different. Or like make the one that you paid for black and white, like a hollowed one.
Yeah.
You know, just like, oh, yeah, this is a person, but he ain't.
Yeah, he's not famous. He just bought that.
Exactly.
It's a known that they get paid for blue check.
But knowing, I think they just going to just give everybody the blue check. They don't have the...
Well, they want that money, man.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, think about it. Like you said, $15 a month. Even if you're broke, it's like, that's 50 cents a day. You know, like, but in reality, if you do the math, it's like, wait a minute, it's like almost $200 a year.
Right.
I'm fucking paying $200. Like,
which also is not...
That's the genius thing about subscription models. It's like, you remember watching infomercials when we were kids? It's like, you know, a $300 value now for you, $9.99 for 24 months.
Right.
It's like, wait a minute, that's even more money than $300.
Right.
But when you hear it in small dollar amount, you're like, oh shit, it's a deal.
$9.99. Yeah. Oh yeah, I could do $9.99 a month.
Anything under $10 I can do all day.
Exactly. Yeah. 24 months, and you just like, that's crazy. So I mean, I did see that. I think a lot of people are going to do it. I think it's a win and a lose, but it's only a lose if you care about what people are thinking.
Yeah, but that's what social media is all about.
It is.
You know, so like it puts the company in a weird position and the buyer in a weird position. I'm going to be interested to see the uptake. And what I'm going to do is once I get off this, I think I'm getting off in like 2 weeks. I got another 5-month shadow ban. I'm coming up. Yeah, I got under. But I think I'm going to try it.
Well, if you shadow ban,
and I'm going to keep posting my shit, and I'm going to see if I get shadow banned again. And if it does happen, then I'm going to stop paying for it. But if paying $15 a month means I won't get in trouble, I'll get in trouble less on Instagram, I think it's worth it for me.
Let me ask you this. If you pay for it for a month and don't pay for it for the second month, do they just take it away?
Yeah, you can. Turn it on and off.
That should be funny as hell. I have like 1 month, be like, well, you know, bills are tight this month, so
exactly.
I ain't going to be... I'm not going to be verified this month, y'all. Hey, I'm going to come out with a whole PSA and everything. I'm like, hey, y'all.
You're going to start a GoFundMe for your Instagram verification. Exactly. Hey, guys, it's a tight month, and I got a parking ticket. So if you guys want me to stay verified, Venmo me 50 cents.
Listen, not even. I'm gonna do it for the yearly subscription. I'm like, listen, you times it by 12. This is what it's going to be, and then you add inflation. I want to keep it for 5 years, and then I need to buy 10,000. You can't do nothing under 10,000. I feel like if you're on a GoFundMe.
No, hell no. No. Yeah, if you're asking for $500, I'm like, hey man, call your parents.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Like this is something that
no one's had a GoFundMe for an abortion,
bro. Bro,
you know, like.
But that'll be, listen, if you had a GoFundMe, I'm pretty sure they probably used it for it, but they probably didn't have it set up as
an abortion.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I say, hey, pay for this. I mean, what's $400?
Right. I got medical expenses that I need to pay for.
You don't want to bring that up. You're like, hey, you know, I need new tires.
But you heard,
you know, to drive myself to the abortion clinic.
But you heard about the TikTok girl that basically she raised $35,000 and she was scamming people saying that she was she had cancer.
Oh,
and she basically lied that whole time, and she ended up getting caught.
I mean, something like that, you should go to jail
for sure.
I mean, that's just fraud.
For sure.
You know, it's fucking. Damn, she's 35,000 people?
Only 30. And that's the crazy thing.
Yeah,
out of
like,
all the schemes.
Cancer treatment's like $500,000.
You gotta go big.
Yo, I got brain cancer.
She got 35,000, bro.
Yeah, what's his name? Quincy Jones got a goddamn HBO special out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did it right.
And the thing about it was, too, is that she was using the iPhone cord, the headphones, as the tubes and whatnot.
No, just the white electronic.
And
people
still,
fell for it,
and still got 35,000.
Bro, this is how stupid people. Never underestimate how stupid the public is. There's a message for you, my listeners. Never underestimate what scam you can pull off with people.
Oh no,
you know what I'm saying? They fall for the dumbest shit.
Well, you got to understand, when it comes down to media, a lot of times they're used to skew a mood or like persuade or push an agenda. So a lot of times when we sit back and a person who has influence is able to sway a big population because they have influence, and we as a country of people don't think for ourselves. We listen to
we trust whatever TV says.
Correct. You know? So with that being said, you have situations where
it's also the law of big numbers too. There's 330 million people in this country. If 1% of them are dumb as dog shit and will buy anything you sell, that means you got like 3+ million buyers out there.
Oh no, you still
3+ million people send you $10. You're never working again.
You still eating.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Definitely. You still eating. It's about the person who has the influence that gets the buck.
Yeah, exactly. Last question. Excuse me. And this one made me think.
You need to take you some Robitussin.
I'm going to do it when I get out of here. I'm going to have the whole bottle.
And then he came up and he's like, "What's up, bro?" I'm like, I'm sick. I'm like,
hey, man.
Now, we just talked about white people and black people not liking germs.
All right.
No, I'm just messing with
I will fall on my sword on that.
I'm just messing with
I should have been like, hey, we should do this next week. But I don't know.
No, it's work. It's work. No, I feel you. It's work.
Does sex count as exercise? Before I read the article, do you think sex counts as exercise?
Yes.
Nice.
Sex is very, I feel like it's cardio work. The
way you do it. I mean, I lay on my back.
Listen. But even if you land on your back and she's on top of you and she's riding you, it still gets the heart flowing. It still gets the heart pumping. Yeah. So I definitely feel that sex is an exercise, and I think sex keeps you young.
Yes, it definitely. That's been proven.
Right.
I think if you have sex on average 3 times a week, you're biologically 7 years younger, which is insane. 3 times a week isn't like you're banging 3 times a day. That's pretty reasonable.
I'm 12.
12 times a day? What the fuck else you doing?
No, I'm saying, but I'm 12.
Okay, yes, exactly. if that's the case, then I'm a fetus.
Exactly. If that's the case, I'm not born yet.
Yeah, exactly. I'm unborn.
Exactly.
I'm immortal.
Exactly. I'm waiting to be conceived.
But the answer is, the preliminary answer is that sudden cardiovascular arrest can happen during intense sexual relations, and as such, it must be an aerobic exercise, like you said. You nailed it. You nailed it.
No, it's definitely an exercise, and it definitely keeps your heart flowing, keeps your heart jumping, and it does feel good if you're doing it right.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And it also helps you keep from making mistakes.
Yeah.
I feel like your brain gets cloudy if you haven't been physically intimate with.
Bro, and I was
actually having clearly if you got all that, at least for men, you got all that fucking testosterone welling up in the back of your head.
I had a conversation with my boy about that the other day. A lot of times when we're going through funk as comedians, we sit there and we want to shelter ourselves off from the world, or
you bomb, you're like, I don't want to see nobody.
Exactly. I want to go into my little hiding space, but it should be on the contrary. It should be one of those things where when you're in a rut type situation, you should go on a date. You should go out, try to get laid. You should go out, stay proactive like it's in your regular life, because when you start to get down in the dumps like that and be down on yourself.
Yeah. And the key to that in that scenario, though, is not to put pressure on the outcome. Like, you should still go out and try to meet women if you're in a slump, but don't think if you don't take home a girl that night that you're a loser.
For sure.
It's like, hey, I'm in a bit of a slump. I'm going to go out tonight. I'm going to have fun. I'll talk to some girls. Whatever happens, happens. I'm not putting don't put the expectation on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But you also got to put yourself in I feel like a winning situation.
Yes.
you can't be out at a bar where, again, there's a lot of dudes. And if it's a lot of dudes that you got to be trying to, and it's a very few girls.
War with them for every girl, it makes it weird.
Not even just war, but it's just weird. You got to fight through all these dudes just to get to this one girl. And a lot of times, bro, that's not even a girl.
Yeah.
But again, it's about finding certain situations. Like if you're in a Starbucks, you're walking you're in the mail room. Exactly. This is where you pick up women. Grocery stores is kind of getting a little hard. Gym is obviously getting kind of hard, especially with this whole new culture about women not wanting to be talked to. But man, Barnes and Noble, simple places.
The coffee shop's great.
Listen,
dude, just be silly. Just say hello. To check out girl. Great place, man. The airport. Everyone's sitting there for 3 hours.
Libraries.
Hey, what's that?
Libraries.
Yeah. Who the fuck's going to the library, son?
I'm about to say it's going to be
homeless
too quiet.
people go there to jerk off. What are you doing in the library?
You like, hey, what's your name?
Yeah, like, what are you doing?
I like them dirty.
Yeah. And I go to funerals.
You like them novelties. You in the fantasy.
Yeah. He picks up girls at abortion clinics.
Hey, at least they got that.
Because he knows they're pro-choice.
Hey, listen, I'm about to say.
I'm pro-choice.
I'm about to say, they got their priorities.
And he's there to comfort them. Like, he'll offer them a ride home.
He probably come with the Plan B pills in his pocket already. He's like, hey.
He's selling them out of his trunk like a Jamaican.
He's like, for next time. Yeah. For next time. That'd be funny as hell.
Red pill or blue pill, baby.
Hey, I got a real nice hair dye. Check it out.
For next time, baby. For next time.
Oh man, this is fun, Justin.
Hell yeah,
man. What do you got coming up? This is coming out next Wednesday.
Okay, dope.
Yeah.
Shows, man. I got shows next week. By the time this come out,
so it's coming out the day after we do Molly's. So,
okay, fine. We're gonna do Molly's on Tuesday.
Yep. So
it's gonna be
March
man. Listen, it was gonna be sold out. Molly, man. We need to talk about. We need to talk about. No, we need to talk about that Molly.
We're not doing Molly in my apartment.
Hey, the way you said it so smooth, and I agree with you.
Well, now we know who Jeff really is. I'm
about to say.
Oh, you guys want Molly?
No, Molly Malone's, right?
Yes, Molly Malone's.
Molly Malone's. Dope.
Yeah, we're going to. Randy has a comedy show, and my man,
a little new material show at Molly's.
He graced me with some time, so we're gonna go in there, have a good time at Molly's, and I think it's gonna be sold out, man. It's gonna be sold out. Have a good time.
What do you got going on in March, April? You got anything coming up?
Man, I'm gonna be out of town. Listen. I told you when I saw you
everywhere.
Yeah, when I saw you in the Improv, I told you I was trying to do more shows in LA, more at home.
That's right. So am I.
Again, it's beautiful to be on the road. I love being on the road. Again, no problem with anybody.
There is something different about like booking shows here and being seen here.
You have to be seen here.
Yeah, to move up the local ladder.
And at the same time,
I could play all the fucking big rooms and they don't give a shit here.
I could be at the Improv in Houston. I could be in Austin. I could be in certain places. But then when I come back to LA and I'm asking these promoters, hey, can let me get on your show? They're just like, well, you haven't been around.
Yeah.
So because you're on the road a lot, it can really be a detriment sometimes. But again, we back in the fold, having a good time. That's right. I've got some shows.
On Instagram. Give your socials out.
Oh, Justin Uncut. If you have everything, Instagram, Twitter.
OnlyFans, he's coming out. Justin Uncut. That doesn't mean he's not circumcised, but it means it will be R-rated.
You know, it's so funny that you said that. Every time I say that my name is Justin Uncut, they be like, yo, are you circumcised? Like somebody would be like, say that. Like it's usually a female, but.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you have to find out. That's the answer.
It's love. It's love around. Exactly. But man, it was a great time, man.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate you guys listening.
For sure.
That's it for this episode. We'll be back next week, every Wednesday, with a fresh one. Follow us on Instagram,
345,
YouTube, Spotify, all that good shit. Love you guys. Peace.